Years ago, before I grew my first pube, I was doing 100 push-ups a day, only eating one meal, and doing every 6-minute adverts on YouTube I could find. Yet, no matter what I tried, I never looked like the guys off a Love Island. I became obsessed with health and fitness, in the hopes of impressing my crush at my school, who also didn't like me back. I tried everything. Fasting, keto, silly fat burning workouts, even that weird shaker thing that my mum had. It's a bit weird now that I think about it. But I was missing something. Clearly, I've been trying to get in shape for years, but nothing ever changed. I was still fat. I now know what I was missing. And it's something that nobody ever talks about, especially people in the fitness space like myself. Today I wanted to share those things. 5 mindset shifts I implemented myself to go from looking like this to this, without shaking a random thingy in the air near my mouth.
Shake weight.
Now, don't get me wrong, I still don't look like one of the guys off Love Island, but that's mainly because my height starts with a 5.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man.
Now, before we dive in headfirst, it's important that you understand a bit more about me. I'm not some genetic freak who was born out of the womb with a 6-pack and screaming for a protein shake. No, far from it. For years and to this day, I still struggle with the same things that you do. You know that urge to get a takeaway after a long day of work? You know the temptation of walking into a Lidl, seeing a bakery and wanting to grab 4 or 5 separate items? I get that. I don't live off chicken and rice and wave my Gymshark sponsorship to my millions of teenage fans on TikTok. But what makes me different? Why am I in shape after all these years of failing? Well, I'm about to tell you. Now let's get into it. Shift number 1. Perfectionism is sabotage. See, I used to think a few press-ups, a solid HIIT workout, and eating a raw stalk of broccoli would get me results. No sugar, no bad food. How naive was I? See, completely avoiding the bad foods made everything so much worse. And it's probably the reason why I struggle with binging to this day. If I inevitably did consume an ounce of sugar because it surrounds you, I would immediately get a sense of guilt and it would overwhelm me. So bad that I would let one bad evening ruin the next weeks or even months of progress, and I'd end up piling the kilos back on. The guilt would get really bad, like stealing the last pack of shortbread biscuits from the granny behind you in the Sainsbury's queue. Actually, no, fuck that. I wanted them shortbread biscuits more.
Excuse me, go fuck yourself.
These week-long binges that would result after one bad night would mean I would consume more calories in just 1 week than I would do in an entire month. Rather than accepting the fact that you can still include small portions of foods that you actually enjoy, I did the opposite. Don't make the same mistake. You don't need monk-like discipline to see results. You can sprinkle a bit of cocoa powder over your coffee. You can have that 20 grams of cereal on top of your yogurt bowl. Just don't take the piss with it and you'll be alright. You have permission to be human. You and I are not trying to look like 19-year-old Arnold with biceps bigger than most humans' heads. Except mine, I've got a humongous head. No, you just want to lose the chub and pack on some muscle so you don't look like a skinny 9-year-old girl. Shift number 2, accept your imperfections. I have a real problem with binging. I'm not just talking about that feeling when you eat a bit too much ice cream and you feel a little bit sick, or when your nan says she feels full when she eats an extra half of a scone. I'm talking about eating so much, feeling sick to your stomach that you're going to puke, yet still going back in the fridge and eating more. I've done this previously. I've eaten so much that I had to go to the toilet to throw up, and then 10 minutes later, I'm back in the snack cupboard looking what else I can scrap. As I mentioned previously, this one evening would often destroy my next weeks or months of progress. This is where you need to shift your mindset if you're like me. Now, while I don't actively promote binging because it is bad, I've accepted that sometimes it might happen. As long as I have it somewhat under control and don't keep doing it for weeks and months, I'll make progress. And if I make progress, I'm happy with that. Instead of letting one bad evening ruin your month, accept it, move on, and don't punish yourself afterwards. Often I would fast for 2 to 3 days after these binges just to feel better about myself when I just felt worse, and once the fast was finished, I'd binge again. Shift number 3, make hunger your buddy. Now there's no way around it, dieting sucks. Especially if you're a foodie like me. When I wake up, I think about food. When I'm eating food, I'm thinking about what I can eat next. Before I go to bed, I'm thinking about food. And whilst I'm dreaming, I'm thinking about food. I love it. There's so many things that taste amazing and I just want to eat them all. But I also don't want to look like Jabba the Hutt. So I need to reel it in a bit. Your brain tricks you because it will increase and decrease certain hunger hormones to make you want to eat more, especially when you're in a diet. It will increase your hunger hormones to try and convince you to pick up that biscuit. Your brain will tell you, if you do not eat that biscuit right now, you're going to die. And you just have to learn to ignore it. Accept hunger. It's a part of dieting. It cannot be avoided. Instead, change your mind to when you feel that hunger, use that as a sign that you're making progress. As long as you don't feel hungry 24/7 and you feel weak and fatigued, you're doing something right. Hunger is not an emergency. It is a feeling that will pass. Shift number 4. Stop calling yourself a foodie. Yes, I know I just did it, but I'm allowed. This is my YouTube video. The reality is most people use the identity as a foodie as an excuse to keep piling on the kilos year after year. Now, cut the shit. Most people are foodies. I am, yet I still have a six-pack. Make that make sense. How can you not be a foodie? The smartest scientists in the world right now are in the lab in Germany trying to bring up the new special Oreo recipe. They'll invent some new flavour that me and you will try and then not be able to put down the pack. We have to finish it. We've got millions of dollars of corporations and geniuses against us. No wonder everybody is foodies, and no wonder everybody is overweight. The rush of emotions when you bite into that pizza, or the happiness you feel when you smell that fresh cinnamon bun straight from the little oven. These things drive your ancestral mind nuts. Again, it's your brain telling you to eat right now because we might not have food in the future. If you're fortunate enough to live in a pretty well-off country, you're always going to have access to food. Don't listen to that side of your brain because it's the same side that's been controlling your emotions for the last 3 years and left you looking the way you do, left you feeling disappointed with the person in the mirror staring back. Being a foodie isn't good enough. The sooner you can change your mindset from identifying as a foodie, the better. You can still love food, just don't let it rule you. Shift number 5. Fall in love with long-term gratification. Even if you use all of the mindset shifts mentioned previously and not this one, you're going to struggle. Long-term gratification is doing the uncomfortable stuff now so that you tomorrow, next week, next year is better off. It's resisting that takeaway even though Uber Eats has sent you a 50% off voucher and choosing your chicken and potatoes instead. It's saying no to the almond croissant in the bakery staring you in the face. It's having a black coffee rather than a Starbucks pumpkin spice frappuccino. If you're struggling more on a particular day, ask yourself this. What would the future me want me to do right now? And the answer is probably what you should do. Now, those are the 5 mindset shifts I use myself after years of failing to finally see results. See, I've taken up running, I've bought all the equipment, I've started gym memberships and then cancelled them a month later. I've made all of the mistakes that you know all too well. Mindset is rarely talked about, and when it is, it always consists of people saying hustle harder, digging deeper, or stay hard. The usual stuff you'll hear about is what Apple Watch measures your sweat levels the best, or which fat loss injection will shred the most fat off. I think we should change that. After all, your mind should always come first. Now pick one of these shifts and focus on it for 2 weeks. Don't do them all at once like you have done previously, because you'll fail. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and liking this video so I know that you liked my childish jokes. If you didn't like my jokes, then you can go fuck yourself. I'll see you in the next video.